The village of Qamar lay nestled within the endless sands of the Sahara. Its people lived simple lives, surviving on their wits and unity. Among them was Idris, a young man renowned for his unmatched skills as a hunter. Idris had sharp eyes that could spot prey from great distances, and his arrows never missed their mark. He was a natural leader, respected for his bravery and dedication to his people. But beneath his calm and confident exterior, Idris felt an ache that no amount of praise could soothe. Each evening after the day's hunt, he would sit by the dunes, gazing up at the glowing moon. It was the one constant in his life, a companion in his solitude. "If only someone could see me for more than my bow and arrows," he whispered. "Someone who understands my heart." One night, the moon was brighter than Idris had ever seen. Its silver light bathed the dunes, turning the desert into a sea of stars. Idris felt compelled to stay out longer, his heart heavy with longing. Then, as if answering his silent plea, he saw a figure emerging from the horizon. At first, he thought it was a mirage, but as the figure came closer, he realized it was a woman. She glowed faintly, as though she carried the moonlight within her. Her features were otherworldly, her skin as smooth as the desert sands, her hair cascading like the dark sky, and her eyes shimmering with the light of countless stars. "Who are you?" Idris asked, his voice barely a whisper. "I am Layla," she said, her voice soft and melodic. "I have watched you from the heavens, Idris. Your heart is pure, and your soul calls to me." Her words struck a chord deep within him. He felt as if she could see every part of him, even the parts he tried to hide. They talked through the night, and Idris found himself captivated by her wisdom, kindness, and mystery. But as dawn approached, Layla stood to leave. "Will I see you again?" Idris asked, his voice filled with hope. "Only under the moonlight," she replied, fading into the shadows. Over the following weeks, Idris and Layla grew closer. She shared stories of the moon, her ethereal home, and her longing for something real, something human. Idris opened up about his dreams, his fears, and his loneliness. One night, Layla revealed her truth. "I am a spirit of the moon," she said, her gaze steady. "I have descended to Earth in search of a love that sees beyond appearances and beyond boundaries." Idris, though shocked, did not falter. "I don't care if you're of the moon or the earth," he said. "You are the light in my life." "There is one condition," she said, her voice tinged with sorrow. "You must never see me in the daylight. The sun binds me to the moon, and if you break this promise, I will be forced to leave you forever." Though the condition puzzled him, Idris vowed to keep her secret. Unbeknownst to them, Idris's growing happiness had not gone unnoticed. Hassan, a fellow hunter and Idris's childhood friend turned rival, burned with jealousy. Hassan had always competed with Idris for recognition, and seeing him in love with a mysterious beauty made his envy unbearable. One evening, Hassan followed Idris to the dunes and spied Layla. Struck by her unearthly beauty, he devised a plan. If he couldn't have Layla, he would ensure that Idris couldn't either. The next morning, Hassan approached Idris. "A great leopard has been spotted near the dunes," he said. "Let me join you on tonight's hunt." Reluctantly, Idris agreed. As they ventured out that night, Hassan pretended to help, but as dawn neared, he feigned panic. "Idris, look! Layla is in danger," he shouted. Startled, Idris turned to see Layla just as the first rays of sunlight broke over the dunes. Her form shimmered, her glow dimming. "You have broken your promise," she whispered, tears in her eyes. "Now, I must return to the moon." Idris reached out, but she faded away, leaving only a faint shimmer in the air. Devastated, Idris returned to the village. The elders, hearing his story, advised him to seek the Desert Oracle, a mystical seer known for her wisdom. The journey would be long and treacherous, but Idris's determination was unshakable. After days of travel, Idris found the Oracle, an old woman whose eyes seemed to hold centuries of knowledge. "Why have you come, hunter?" she asked. "I seek to restore the love I lost," Idris replied. "To bring her back, you must climb the mountain of stars and retrieve the stone of eternity," the oracle said. "But be warned, the trials ahead will test your courage, resolve, and heart." The journey to the mountain of stars was fraught with danger. Along the way, Idris faced 3 grueling trials, each designed to break his spirit. The test of isolation. Idris entered a vast canyon filled with shifting sands and illusions. Voices called out to him, his parents, his friends, even Layla, begging for help. Each cry tugged at his heart, but Idris pressed on, knowing they were tricks meant to distract him. The temptation to turn back was overwhelming, but his love for Layla kept him moving forward. The test of sacrifice. At the foot of the mountain, Idris found a wounded desert lion blocking his path. Its eyes were filled with pain, and it growled weakly. Idris knew time was running out, but he couldn't leave the creature to suffer. He tore strips from his cloak to bind its wounds and shared the last of his water. As he finished, the lion stood, nuzzling him gratefully, then led him to a hidden spring, saving him from dehydration. The test of truth. At the summit, Idris faced a vision of Layla. She stood before him, radiant and smiling. "Stay here with me, Idris," the vision pleaded. "We can live together forever, free from pain and hardship." For a moment, Idris wavered, but then he saw the truth in her eyes. It was a trick, a mirage meant to trap him. "I love Layla for who she is, not for what is easy," he declared, and the illusion shattered. The final challenge. At the mountain's peak, Idris found the Stone of Eternity glowing with a silvery light. But as he reached for it, a shadowy figure emerged, the guardian of the stone. It was Hassan, or rather a manifestation of Idris's resentment and anger toward him. "You cannot take the stone," the guardian said, its voice cold, "not while hatred clouds your heart." Idris realized the truth. To claim the stone, he had to forgive Hassan. Letting go of his anger, he said, "I forgive you, Hassan. Your jealousy no longer controls me." The shadow faded, and the stone became his. Under the next full moon, Idris placed the stone on an altar of glowing silver. The sky darkened, and Layla appeared, her form shimmering. "You have proven your love," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "But there is one final choice. If I stay, I will become mortal, and you must leave your life as a hunter to build a new life with me." Without hesitation, Idris replied, "I choose you, Layla." The moonlight enveloped them, and Layla became mortal. Though her glow faded, her love for Idris burned brighter than ever. Idris and Layla returned to the village, where even Hassan, humbled by Idris's forgiveness, sought redemption. Their love became a legend, a tale of courage, sacrifice, and the power of a pure heart. Together, they built a new life, proving that true love can overcome even the greatest trials.